Once in a while we get to witness a crypto unicorn that outperforms absolutely anything you can see in sight, primarily in the bear markets. And in today's example, guys, we got no other than Pendle Finance to assess what are the possibility of 1000x and what has it done so far already, which is absolutely insane. Now, what do I mean by crypto unicorn? So what I mean is Pendle already since the bottom of the FTX collapse already made a mind-boggling 5,000% okay gain, and at the moment as I'm recording the video it's approximately a 20x, slightly less. Now the crazy thing, guys, like as you guys know, like if we compare actually to the larger coins, okay, like Pendle, as you guys saw, is number 300 on CoinGecko. Like if you compare to the top 20, okay, like BNB for example, okay, so in December 2022 it was higher than where it is right now. Same with Matic, okay, Matic in December 2022 was also 76 cents, right now it's 50 cents. ADA is more or less the same. Solana is slightly higher but still kind of sideways, and AVAX is lower, okay, so like the far majority of crypto is actually down or approximately in the same price range for the last year, but okay, once we go to Pendle, it looks absolutely different. Like we literally already did a 20x. So this is why I refer to Pendle as a crypto unicorn. And guys, in the last cycle of the 2018 and 19 bear market cycle, we've had a few other unicorns, and in today's video I want to compare the Pendle unicorn to another two major DeFi unicorns, which were really big innovations in DeFi, just like Pendle is right now. At the time, we've had two major unicorns also. One of them was Synthetics, the other one was Thorchain. In today's video, I want to compare the path that Synthetics had done and Thorchain had done. And we want to compare it to Pendle. What Pendle could be able to do based on the past activity from Synthetics and Thorchain. And we're not going to end here, okay? We're also going to analyze some very nice on-chain analysis that I found on Dune Analytics from the user Sleepy13. I still likely going to create another dashboard myself as well, because I want to add a few more things. And lastly, guys, I want to share with you at the very end of the video, I'm going to share some key wallets that control, or not necessarily control, but if they dump, they'll obliterate the price of Pendle. So at the end of the video, I'm actually gonna provide a few wallets for cautiousness, okay? For anyone who wants to, you know, trade or invest in Pendle for the next 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 years, these wallets are gonna be essential. So let's start the video, okay? As we said, Pendle already did a 20x, which was insane. And, you know, we're in 2022 and 2023, which is very similar to 2018 and 19. And back then, we've had two major innovators in the DeFi space, like Pendle, and one of them, the first among the two, was Synthetics Network, which was the very first project that introduced synthetic stocks, okay, on the blockchain, okay? After that, you also had to Luna do that, but Synthetics were the first ones. So, in Synthetics, guys, look, very similarly, okay, just to what we saw with Pendle, right? We had a major collapse, then consolidation for like half a year at the very low prices, and then we started spiking up. Similarly with Synthetics, check this out. So it reached like these regions, actually, like it collapsed even further, right? Like at the very depths of the bear market at the time. December 2018 was the low, and similarly to Pendle, November 2022 was the low this time. So Synthetics at the lows spent here around 3 to 4 or 5 cents, maybe back up to 7 cents, approximately 4 to 5 months, okay, at the very lows, almost half a year, exceptionally similar to Pendle. Now, why I like this example so much is because check this out, like the all-time low for, excuse me, for Synthetics was 3 cents at in January 2019, at the bottom of the last bear market cycle. Pendle's all-time low was also 3 cents. That's absolutely insane. So like, we really have to watch. Like in my opinion, guys, if anybody here holds Pendle or has interest in Pendle, in my opinion, for the next 1 to 3 years, it's gonna be exceptionally important to just really check exactly what happened with Synthetics and you know, try to understand what's going on, because again, things in crypto rhyme a lot. So this is why we're looking at synthetics, as we said. So, you know, at the time, synthetics, so here in June 2019, we had a major spike at the time in Bitcoin, when Bitcoin went from 3K to approximately 13, 14K. That's somewhat similar to what happened with Bitcoin in this cycle, okay? Going from 15K to 31K. So last time Bitcoin was smaller, it did a 4x. This time Bitcoin is a lot bigger, it did a 2x. But still very similarly to 2019, in the first part of the year, we had somewhat of an, you know, coming out of the bear market. So synthetics kind of used that, also similarly to what Pendle did. And then, as you can see, it kind of consolidated here at the 20-30 cents region and then just kept going higher. And then, at least in synthetics case, you know, in late 2019, it finally reached the region of the 60, 70, 80 cents region, which is the current more or less prices of Pendle as I'm recording the video. Okay, so in the past month or so, since they basically got listed here on Binance and there was a little bit of a mania and it relaxed a little bit, you see we're spending here at the moment time between 15 to 70 cents. Okay, so synthetics was on a very similar path. Okay, so up until this point in October 2019, synthetics was already you know, approximately 20x from these lows. And again, you can see like even in December 2019, it just continued going higher, which I want to mention, by the way. Like in December 2019, most of crypto actually also collapsed, like not in a major way, but still Bitcoin went from like 9K to 6K, which could be equivalent to something like Bitcoin now going from, you know, 26, 27K to like maybe 20K again or 19K. So that's the equivalent stuff that happened in December 2019. But check this out, synthetics kept going higher, which was insane. So now, guys, let's go to 2020. All right, in mid 2020, okay, this is when, like, 2020 was really the start of the bull market, but 2021 was really the high major peaks. Okay, but in 2020, guys, if you guys remember, we had something that people refer to as the DeFi summer. Now, because synthetics was a DeFi project, it exploded in a major way here, like in the summer of 2020. It wasn't even the major bull market yet of 2021. Okay, now again, very possible Pendle will do the same, but we're gonna come back to Pendle later. So as you can see over here, synthetics absolutely exploded. So basically they continued being here in the range between 50 cents to like $1.50 or so, and then just it like broke it. And I remember actually I also bought it like somewhat late. I believe it was here like in the $2 region. I wanted to buy it like $1.50, but you know, for whatever, you know, sometimes things happen very quickly in crypto. So I wanted to buy it at $1.50. By the time I was able to do that, it was already like at 2.2 or something like that. But anyway, as you can see, synthetics continued going higher. Now, back in 2020, okay, we had this DeFi summer, but then just before the really major big bull market move, which like the primary move happened in the early part of 2021, as you can see, synthetics kind of, again, it had somewhat of a correction. It went even below $3, but as you can see, it was still so much higher than these regions here and these regions here. All right, so if Pendle is going to repeat something similar, as you may imagine, by late 2024 or so, Pendle could be at much higher valuations than where it is right now, but it's still not really the peak. So as we continue to 2021, all right, then we had another last final major leg up, okay, and over here synthetics had a peak at $28, okay, which is very, very close to 1000x, okay. So like if in theory synthetics would have went to $34, that would have been 1000x for synthetics. So synthetics was very close to 1000x basically. And the peak was also here in February 2021. That's another very, very important thing that we're gonna come back to also later. But just to kind of finish what happened with synthetics by 2021, as you can see, the absolute peak was here, and then you actually had lower highs and lower highs, even though actually the crypto bull market had another major wave here. But this major wave didn't include synthetics, okay? And anyway, and then after we've had a bear market, you know, like we're still at valuations that are still even now higher than where synthetics was in 2019, okay? In these regions between, let's go back here to 2019, right? Then these regions, okay, where again, Pendle if we compare the timelines, could be in somewhat of a similar phase right now. But I just still wanted to show you like the full story, including the bear market that we've had, okay? That remember, you know, one of the things that I've learned in a very hard and important way, taking profits is insanely important, okay? If you spend time at $27, you want to be able to take some profits. This is not financial advice, this is just based on my experience, okay? Because then you may spend a lot of time at $2, and then you're going to remember the times that it was above $20, and what the heck were you thinking, okay? So I wanted to include all of this information, because again, in my opinion, synthetics can be a very, very important blueprint for what Pendle has done. And again, when I'm gonna do some dashboards as well for Dune Analytics, I'm gonna create a future video as well with a much more data analysis, and I'm gonna try to find a way how to look at what synthetics did and kind of correlate it exactly and just see, is Pendle really following the synthetics blueprint, okay? But with all due respect to the synthetics blueprint, you know, we need to include at least one more coin, you know, because it's not going to be, even though it's super similar and it's crazy that they both bottomed at 3 cents, you know, we need to have some more information, okay? So another major coin that, a DeFi coin, I should say, that was also a unicorn in 2019 in the sense that it was making all-time highs while everything else was absolutely collapsing. Let me actually go back to 2019 here. Was Thorchain, okay? That was RUNE, Thorchain. So it launched in 2019, unlike Synthetics that was launched even earlier. And you see, like, it kind of spent some time here, like at the very low valuations. Again, pretty similar. And again, that's approximately half a year again, but that just like in late 2019. And then Thorchain sort of did, maybe you could say, is sort of a catch-up, right, with Synthetics in a way. And you know, like also here in December, similarly to Synthetics, it was very impressive. While everything was collapsing, Thorchain was actually still going much higher, okay? And it already did here like a 10x in late 2019, which was a very unicorn move in the sense of that the majority of crypto collapsed, but this just kept going higher, even though it was a small cap. Now let's continue to 2020. For Thorchain, and just before we go to the DeFi summer, so that we stay here, okay? So this is a very important time, all right? So when we compare, okay, Thorchain has a little bit of a different supply and a different story because the all-time low for Thorchain was even above, below 1 cent. So I can't really compare to Synthetics like in the same prices in that regard, if that makes sense, to Pendle. But again, the path should be very similar. So what I'm trying to say is that, look, this was like approximately a 10x. And before the DeFi summer kicked in slightly after here, May 2020, I would say Thorchain was in somewhat of a similar phase to the phase of Pendle right now, okay, of what we're experiencing here. Just in Thorchain's case, again, it was like half a year, 1 year later, because it was lagging a little bit just because it wasn't launched as early as Synthetics, okay? But then, guys, once again, we had a DeFi summer here, similarly to Synthetics, and as you can see, like after it was 10-11 cents here for a very long time, just look what happened. Like, and again, I want to mention one more time, it's still not the 2021 bull run. It's still that mini bull run that just primarily the DeFi tokens were absolutely exploding in the middle of 2020. And it reached $1 at the time, okay? $1, even slightly more than $1. And then it corrected, again, similarly to Synthetics. And then, like, you know, as we kind of got closer and closer to 2021, you see, like, Thorchain started to break here at the very, actually, start of 2021. And, you know, it never kind of looked back, okay? So, eventually it reached a peak of $18, okay? So, very important point that I will correlate to Pendle, okay, in this video. I already want to show you that, okay? As you can see, guys, the peak for Thorchain, okay, was in May 2021, okay, while Synthetics was in February 2021, actually in the pretty early part of the altcoin season and of the bull run, okay? So this is something exceptionally important to keep in mind for Pendle or any other altcoins, that you gotta remember that, like, they may peak at an exceptionally different times. So this is why, again, profit taking is exceptionally important. But just keep in mind, we have two major DeFi summer participants that Pendle may follow their footprints in the next 1 to 3 years. And as you can see, their peaks were like 3 months apart. Okay, that's Synthetics and that's Thorchain. So the absolute peak for Thorchain was $21. Again, pretty interestingly, that was pretty close to the Synthetics high, right? $20. That was also very, very close. And actually, because the all-time low for Thorchain was around 1 cent, Thorchain actually was a unicorn that was able to perform the 1000x or even higher than 1000x. So I just want to also show you, of course, nothing ends in the bull run, then we have a bear market after that. So another interesting thing is, as you can see, Thorchain wasn't able to reach a new high. For example, Solana was able to do that. Like, for example, Solana in May 2021 was $50-something, and then it reached $250 in November, okay? So many other altcoins actually peaked in November of 2021, and this is where, like, sort of the technical peak of the general crypto world was. But as you can see, like, Synthetics peak was in February, and then look how much lower it actually was in November. Like, it was $10 instead of 28. Like, that was like 70% less, okay? In Thorchain's case, it was able to actually get pretty close to the all-time high. But still, like, generally speaking, you can see that it was a lower low. And, it kind of held here in the beginning of the bear market at, didn't go below $3, but eventually it broke it as well. And at the very lows, Thorchain was even below $1, okay, at the bear market. So just once again, I'm showing you that massive collapse that happens after the bull market too, okay? And we have to remember that for Pendle or any asset in crypto, okay? Especially if Pendle will do 1000x. Look, guys, anything that does 1000x, like Thorchain, or more than 1000x, you just gotta remember that if something does 1000x within a year or 2 or 3 years, okay, it will have to correct like that, okay? So this is what happened here with Thorchain, okay? It went to $20, and it corrected like to $1. That's like 95% correction or even more. At the moment, as I'm recording, it's still like 92%, 91% below all-time high. So please keep all of that in mind. Okay, so now that we've covered Thorchain and Synthetics, okay, as the blueprints, okay, for Pendle, and as I said, for me personally, Synthetics is like the primary footprint, but then Thorchain is also an important blueprint in the sense of that, again, like different altcoins can peak in very different times during the bull run, okay? So this is why it's important to have not just one blueprint, but another one. Just the reason I prefer Synthetics is only because of like the numbers. It's just easier because the all-time low was 3 cents. So if it's gonna repeat something very similar to Synthetics, then Pendle's gonna make 1000x or something very close to that. So now, guys, once again, as we're coming back to Pendle, okay, first of all, look, we just have to appreciate that. Just look how many higher lows Pendle has. Like, every time I look at this chart, I'm absolutely almost mesmerized, I want to say, right? So, like, we're in a major uptrend right now, and actually, at the moment, like in the short term, okay, so now in the short term, Pendle is actually kind of was holding support at a few important moving averages here, as we can see. In a way, it didn't completely finish it, right? Like, it's still very close to all of these support regions, and it may collapse below. Like, it held support here at the 200 daily moving average twice. But like, it's still kind of not popping up very impressively. So I mean, in the short term, I think it can definitely retest these regions once again. But this is in the short term, all right? So what's important, again, in the sense of the blueprint from Synthetics, okay? Like, we can still have something like that, even if the rest of crypto is going down, okay? That's gonna be exceptionally important. This is why, in a way, Pendle and unicorns like that are even easier to trade, because like the majority of cryptos are just collapsing in a major way with Bitcoin, even more than Bitcoin, okay? But coins like that, just like Synthetics and Thorchain did in December 2019, they can surprise you. So this is why, in the short term, personally, I'm watching what's gonna happen here, okay? So at the moment, it had a resistance here, like at the 70 cents region. And before that, it was kind of knocking at the door, and like it had a descending triangle here, and then collapsed below the 70 cents. So basically, guys, I'm gonna watch in the short term, okay, what Pendle's gonna do, at the 70 cents region. Now, it may even go to 71, 75 or something like that, or even 80 cents, but it's still, you know, it could be a fake out. So this is going to be very important to watch what Pendle is doing in the short term. Now, if it's, again, unable to break above 70 cents, then, of course, it can collapse. And, you know, like normally when you have uptrends like that, especially from the beginning of bull markets or / the end of the bear markets, normally at some point, Pendle should, you know, reach this line once again here. And, you know, I drew this line all the way into September 2024, which can also be at much higher valuations than where it is right now. But, you know, like if it will correct here and won't be able to hold the 50 cents region, then I think it can reach these levels. And again, non-financial advice, but like if it does reach you know, this line over here sometime in 2023, let's call it like that, like you see like here in January 2024, it still could be like at the 36-37 cents region. So if it's able to reach you know, this region here and then bounce from it, you know, in my personal opinion, that's going to be like a crazy buy opportunity, especially if it's still going to be in this region of the 50 cents, which again, in terms of timeline, is still equivalent to synthetics being approximately here at the same prices, more or less. Okay, so if we eye the target of something between $20 to $28 for Pendle at the peak of the bull market cycle, and then again possibly having very similar bear market too, let's say like in 2026, 2027, and then it will go to something like $2, then look guys, like like for something that maybe could reach $20, right, like 65 cents or even 30 cents is like a crazy buy opportunity in my personal opinion. Yeah guys, so this is in the short term to mid-term and to long term. Now guys, as I said, I want to show a little bit of on-chain analysis and tokenomics, kind of touch tokenomics a little bit, because this is going to be exceptionally important to watch. Because again, like, you know, we can plan here for $20 and stuff like that, and you know, but whales may have very different opinions or have very different plans, you know. So you gotta remember that. Now guys, so for the last part, when it comes to the on-chain analysis, okay, like one of the major things that are exceptionally important for any crypto, okay, is to analyze the whales. And as I said, I'm gonna do something a lot more serious in my next video about Pendle, analyzing whales and helping you create, I'm gonna create a dashboard which you're gonna be able to watch and basically see like if a whale did some major move so that you can be alerted, okay? So, this is what's up, okay? This is what I still can share in this video before I've done like the dashboard that I wanted to do, okay? So first of all, when it comes to the tokenomics, I just want to say that Pendle is pretty much better than many projects out there, and the team currently doesn't have that much supply. So from the wallets that I identified here, you know, like these two are team wallets, which combine to almost 20% of the supply, and then this one is also a team wallet, so they have approximately 25% of the supply, which is not that much. Like many teams have a lot more than that, so that's good. Also, you have like already in the liquid, so this is like I believe this is staking contract. This is how much tokens you have on Arbitrum. This is on Binance Exchange. This is on single staking on Uniswap. So you know, like many coins are already in liquidity on the decentralized exchanges or the centralized exchanges, which is very good. But we always have to analyze, guys, whales and know what they did and what they could do in the future, okay? So I want to show you guys today basically two major whales that they are very likely VCs or some groups of people, and then another like this kind of these wallets here, which are also very important. So we're gonna analyze that, and then we're gonna sum up the video. So also in the description below in the video, you're gonna find links to the next two things, okay? So this is Arkham Intelligence, which helps you kind of to understand what particular wallets are doing, okay? And by the way, some wallets can actually be identified as some entity, so very large VCs are identified by Arkham. So these two VCs or groups of people who hold large amounts of Pendle tokens. They aren't identified yet by Arkham, but they may be in the future. Like maybe in a year from now, you'll enter, this URL link, and maybe you'll actually see the name of the particular VC or entity. But anyway, I wanted to show you. So this is wallet number 1. Okay, this is a very important wallet because this is actually the largest whale for Pendle. Okay. Because again, like all the other wallets that have more tokens here, they are, single staking, like they're smart contracts, or they are team wallets, or they are, exchange, like Binance liquidity, right, or decentralized exchange liquidity. This is a wallet that just holds all of these tokens. Now I analyzed the token, now I analyzed this wallet, and to sum things up, like I just don't want to make this video too long, but if you'd like, you can definitely see on Etherscan what this wallet did and how did they get this amount of tokens. But basically, it looked like they accumulated absolutely like crazy, okay, since really approximately February, March 2023, all the way to actually prior to the Binance listing. Okay, so they accumulated a lot here, approximately between 11 cents to May to 60 cents. Okay, they just kept buying and buying and buying, and from the wallet activity that I saw, it's very likely to me either a VC or just a group of people. It's very unlikely a single person, or very likely a single person that is able to operate also at night and never sleeps. So this is why it's very likely a group of people. Now, as you can see, so these are the amounts that this wallet holds. Okay, so as you can see, they hold $2.28 million of Pendle tokens, which is the largest whale at the moment, okay, which is again not a team or liquidity, which is one single entity that bought all these tokens, and then they can also dump all of these tokens. So this is going to be exceptionally important to watch for this wallet. Okay, so this is wallet number 1, VC number 1. They also hold a lot of Ethereum, and you see, like, there are traders, like, they're not like accumulating everything and then just do nothing with it. Okay, like for example, just 3 days ago, as I'm recording the video, they transferred more than 1,000 Ethereum, okay, which is worth almost $2 million to an exchange. When you transfer something to exchanges, most likely you're about to sell. So they are selling Ethereum right now, and they're not selling Pendle right now. But just remember, like, VCs and large whales, they're not like cozy people. Just maybe, maybe they did similar analysis to what we do here, and maybe they also expect some DeFi summer in 2024 or something like that, or just expect like much higher prices for Pendle. So they accumulated a lot. And by the way, just so we understand, they also contributed a large portion to all of this upside because they added massive buy pressure here before the listing on Binance, meaning the total liquidity was lower at the time, so they were able to move the price more with their money. So bottom line, that this is the largest whale, Pendle whale out there. They just recently transferred 1,000 Ethereum to sell, and also DYDX that they also hold. They also transferred that out. They sell stuff. They will sell Pendle as well. So this is an exceptionally important wallet to watch out for. Okay, and in my dashboard, I'm probably gonna create a dashboard that will watch this wallet and will see the activity, like if they transfer in out, and does it affect actually the price, the fact that they transferred funds out. So this is something that I'm going to create in the next video, and once again, if you want to see that, it's a fantastic opportunity to subscribe. So this is wallet number 1 from the first VC. Now, the second VC holds more money in this wallet in terms of the overall value. Like, they have a lot more stable coins, also DYDX, interestingly. They also hold that like the other VC. And you see, like, Pendle is not like their major holding, but this is still, guys, well, let me just quickly kind of copy this here. This is the second largest whale that Pendle has. Now, as you can see, the first one is still like kind of more important because they hold almost 2x the amount that this VC holds. But I would argue this VC is also very important, okay, because first of all, again, they have a lot more money, so they could be just a more powerful entity overall than this. Maybe they will keep accumulating more. Okay, so we can keep watching what do they do here with their Pendle. Okay, how much do they hold? So, and you can see that they actually transferred in like more than $500,000 of Pendle, which is worth $357,000 right now from Binance, just 4 days ago. Now, why this VC is very interesting, okay? So as we said, the first VC, they accumulated Pendle between 11 cents to 60 cents. So they are already in profit, the first VC, okay? And this is why we gotta watch out for them, because they can start to float in. The second VC, okay, they only started transferring Pendle into this wallet here only after Pendle was available on Binance. So they keep transferring more and more Pendle here from Binance, okay? Now, why is that important? Because the second VC is likely not in a profit yet, okay? Because they started buying probably here, like at the 80-70 cents. Then maybe they also caught the bottom here, or maybe even, you know, if they bought so much, probably they also helped to hold it here, the prices. So yeah, basically this second VC, they bought between here 50 cents up to $1 probably, okay? So they are likely not in a profit yet. And again, just based on the timeline of their buys, I'm just assuming that maybe their average buy price for Pendle was like 75 cents. So let's say $1.50 is going to be 2x for the second VC, okay? Whilst for the first VC, okay, they're already likely have something between 2 to 3x right now, if they bought for approximately 20 to 25 cents. So this second VC is very important, because once again, as I said, they could surpass number one VC because they're still not in a profit. And as you guys saw, just 4 days ago, they transferred more and more funds into this wallet, which again, in my next dashboard, I can actually also see their transactions in from Binance, and we can also overlay that with the price and just try to understand, hey, is this VC, because they're such a large buyer here, right? How much do they maybe contribute to that buy pressure and hold in the price, right? Because like this could also maybe, for example, if I'm correct, this is why I'm making these dashboards, guys. This is why I want you guys to subscribe and see these videos, because I want to provide the maximum value I can, right? So imagine this. Imagine if Pendle really goes to like this trend line we got here, right? Let's say it goes to 30 cents. And let's say we can see that this wallet transfers in new funds from Binance, like really large funds, right? And maybe this one is also buying as well, or some other whales that I can find. Like, you know what I mean? This can help us even be more confident in, you know, in that kind of potential buy if Pendle is reaching 30 cents. If we just see these VCs going absolutely crazy and buying like crazy amounts of Pendle, you know, remember that like this is entities that have millions, multi-millions of dollars, so they can keep supporting Pendle, you know what I mean? So this is why it can give you some extra edge of on-chain, that you have major VCs that they're gonna protect this price, okay, including that first VC. So this is why like adding that extra layer of what are the whales doing at these really important prices can help at least me, okay, me decide what to do with my Pendle buy orders, okay? So this is what I'm gonna do in a future video, but at the moment I'm just gonna link this wallet for you and this wallet for you. And as we said, these are the two major, the biggest VCs, the two biggest holders of Pendle at the moment. And the second one is still accumulating like crazy. And again, they're going to be exceptionally important. Just remember, they're not like fluffy, you know what I mean? They're not like care about everyone and just, you know what I mean, just want to buy forever and never sell. No, VCs always sell. So this is why in the bull run, it's going to be even more important than buying this kind of bottom here, right? In the bull run, it's going to be exceptionally more important, because as you start to see, oh, okay, these guys start to float, you can just see it on chain, and they have so many tokens that it's going to be, you know, they can't dump it all. They will have to dump slowly. But this is like a edge in being retail, you know. If you're a small user, you can see what the large whales are doing, and you can just, you know, you can join and you can like basically front run them, because they can't sell everything, but you know, most people can sell everything very quickly. So that's a little bit of a, sorry for the digress, but this is just very important in how to see what the whales are doing and front run them, all right? So these are the VCs. Now, the last things, the last wallets that I wanted to show you guys is actually this group of wallets, okay? Now, I don't want to go too deeply. I just want to say that from analyzing these wallets, Okay, I just had a look on every single one of them, and you see they just started receiving tokens actually back in 2021. And you know, from looking at the transactions, you know, they just received. So there was a transaction from a single wallet that, you know, this is a team wallet that just transfers lots of tokens to many entities together. Okay, so this is like very likely, you know, private sale participants or IDO participants. Now these wallets, okay, so these are actually the number 3, 4, 5, and 6, 7 largest whales of Pendle at the moment. And look, like combined, okay, like we don't even know, like maybe it's actually the same entity, right? But combined, they hold actually more than that largest VC that we have for Pendle, okay? Now, they didn't sell anything at all, and they also had like all of their, you know, like they saw Pendle collapse in a major way, and they didn't sell. So that's a good sign, but also remember that like IDO / private sale participants, they're also not fluffy, as we said, and they're also going to sell at some point. So this is why I'm going to also link this so that you can find, you know, these wallets here, like number 16 until 21. And just remember like this number, 1.8 million. This is how much they hold. So I'm going to link those two. And as I said, like as you can see, they just were receiving their tokens from the team, and this transfer out was staking. They didn't sell it. They staked these tokens. So yeah, they're not selling yet, but just remember, okay, that there's a little bit of a thing that like we don't know. Like maybe these people are actually still not in profit yet. We just don't know. It could be like IDO. Large participants, but it also could be private sale, which I'm more leaning towards that. Like normally in the private sales, you have people who buy larger amounts all at once. Like in IDO, you normally have like, you know, many people who, you know, like get $100 allocation, $400 allocation. But as you can see, these guys have quite a lot of Pendle, more than $1 million as I'm recording the video. So they are just much more likely private sale people and not IDO people, most likely, but just we do not know for sure. So that being said, why is that important? Because if they, so we just gotta remember that these entities, they are likely already in a 5x, but if they were still from IDO, maybe we should start watching what these wallets are gonna do once the price is above 80 cents or above $1. Now it already was above, but not for a very long time. And you know, maybe even $2 or higher, because that's going to be a 2x for IDO, and that's going to be almost a 20x for the private sale. So again, remember, in crypto, nobody is like fluffy in the sense of that it's trying to be nice and just buy as many tokens as possible. Everybody want to sell, everybody want to cash, you know, the height of the bull run. And again, I'm pretty sure these entities, they know what happened with synthetics, in the sense of that they know that it collapsed 92%. Okay, so if you reach these prices here, again, you want to sell. You don't want to wait here for $2. Maybe you don't have to sell everything, but you still want to sell some. So these guys are going to do that. Rest assured that they are going to do that. They are going to do that, and also these guys are going to do that. Rest assured. So yeah, I'm going to link these ones as well. And as I said, you're very welcome to subscribe to the channel, because I want to create a new video sometime in the not too distant future about Pendle, and just creating my own Dune Analytics dashboard, which as I said, I wanna like show the exact transactions that are affecting the price, right? So for example, for Rollbit, in the last video that I've made, check this out. Like for example, here we have transactions from the Teams wallets, actually, transactions out of Solana, of Sol tokens, and look like how exactly was it close to the peaks that Rollbit had, okay? And every time it had like major corrections after these transactions out. Or to the opposite, like transactions in of Bitcoin, okay? Like kick-started this major move. Another major transaction in of Bitcoin, another major move, okay? And most recently, like this helped me a lot, okay? So when I did this dashboard, like I saw this major transaction out of $10 million USDT. And as you can see, like you had a correction from 17 cents all the way to 11.10 cents since that transaction. So what I'm trying to say here, that like this is a dashboard that I did for the Rollbit token, but I want to do something similar to Pendle and just basically to most of the research that I do. So if I'm unable to find somebody else who did something to my satisfaction, let's call it like that, then I'm gonna make my new my own dashboard, which I'm gonna share here with you, that you can always look at and use it. And again, we're gonna find out in the next video, maybe there's some similar activity to that, right? Like maybe you can find a few wallets that are affecting the price in a major way, and every time they transfer funds out or something like that, that shows major top, or to the or maybe again to the opposite, maybe they transfer a lot in, and then maybe you can have like a new 5x. Okay, so I'm gonna create something similar for Pendle. So you're very welcome to join the channel and keep seeing all of that. And yeah, guys, hopefully this video was helpful for you. I'm here every single weekend on Sundays. So yeah, have a fantastic weekend ahead and a fantastic week. And cheers as always.